Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. So this is totally impromptu because something I ordered came in the mail today, and I really wanted to check it out and try it out and take it out of its box, and I thought I would share. Oh, hello, Lottie. My dog is just over here. Yes, you're very cute. Okay, so the surprise thing. This is my new MiniPro dynamic mixer. And so I've been looking at getting a homogenizer, and oh boy, are they expensive. Even like the intro level ones are like 1,000 Canadian dollars. So ouch. And also I know that most of my readers aren't going to invest in a homogenizer. So, you know, kind of to a degree, like what's the point in me having one if the people who sort of follow my formulations and want to make my formulations don't have one? So I kind of settled on this as a bit of a compromise. So this is one that I've seen in several places, and I've been sort of flirting with the idea of getting one for a while now. Skin Chakra did a video comparing this to the Kai Blendia, which has been discontinued, but was apparently like the handheld homogenizer for home formulators for ages, and then yeah, got discontinued. So looking at this as an alternative. And then the other thing that I got for it is the homogenizer attachment. This one comes with, according to the box, 4 different attachments, but not the homogenizer. Since, I mean, obviously, like, this is for cooking, right? So they sell it with the cooking things. And I'm going to be like, I want to make lotions. Yeah. So figure we'll just kind of stop for a moment and say hello to everyone who is here. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you're having a lovely day. I hope you have some great plans for the weekend that you are excited about. I see that we have Karen here from New York. Where is everybody else from? You can throw that into the chat and let me know where you're watching from. If you're not familiar with me, my name is Marie. I run a blog called Humble Bee and Me, and then of course the Humble Bee and Me YouTube channel as well. And I live in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. So trying to describe where that is like, well, they filmed Cool Runnings here. If you were watching movies in like the late 80s, like the 1988 Olympics. We're really close to Banff, which is a place a lot of people have heard of. And we're kind of on top of Montana, though that's like a good 4 or 5 hour drive from here. But let's see, here we go. Selma from Bosnia, Heidi from Mexico, Subisha, I'm so sorry if I said that wrong, from India, Jay from the Bay Area, Sam from Beirut, Velda from Guyana, Jasmine from New Mexico, Samuel from Monterey, and Saucy from the US, but on a layover in Qatar at the moment. Very cool. So we've got quite the global audience here. If you've seen any of my live streams, you might notice that I'm like standing now, and it's because I got new legs for my marble table, and it is now counter height. And oh my gosh, what an improvement! My back is so much happier. I must be getting older if I'm saying things like my back is so much happier. But yeah. Oh, I've got somebody from Brazil too. And Keisha from Missouri. All right. Oh, cool. So I brought my toolbox out, and I've just got it like sitting on the floor next to me because I read that you need tools to disassemble and reassemble, but it looks like they actually included the tools. So that is very thoughtful of them. And we have a couple of the different blades here in the bag. Oh, and I should say I did pay for this myself. This was not gifted. I ordered this from a kitchen supply store out of Vancouver, I think almost exactly a week ago, and it just showed up today. So honestly, by Canadian standards, that's pretty fast, especially in the middle of a pandemic. Okay, so this blendy one, the bendy blendy one here, this is apparently the emulsifying blade. The flat disc is the batter blade. This sort of moon-scooped perforated one is the dairy blade. Making the cream, maybe? I don't know. And then presumably this last one, the standard blade, is the one that is on the unit. We have someone else from Calgary. Hi, Jessie. All right. That's a beast of a like an immersion blendery thing. Wow. There's some paper in there as well, but I'm gonna leave that right now. Whew. I'm actually gonna grab my other immersion blender and show them to you side by side. Hold on. So this is the immersion blender that I've been using for years, and I'm sure we'll continue to use because it's great. But here is its new sibling. It's a substantial size difference, and definitely like a bit of a heft difference as well. This is definitely a fairly heavy thing. All right, open. Okay, give that a little bit of a twist. Oh, from Lithuania. Hi, Enrika. All right, kind of disassembles like that. And there's that last spinny blade. So we know we are going to be switching these out. I'm not sure which parts of it entirely. So Jessie says when they worked at Moxie's, there was a 4-foot tall immersion blender for soups. Holy crap, it's like a toddler. All right, so here's the homogenizer attachment. Ooh, shiny, it looks so professional. Ooh, man, that's got some heft to it as well. It's quite a lot heavier than this one. Get out my scale and weigh all these things for you guys. Let's make sure I'm not screwing anything up right off the get-go and look at some instructions here. Seems fairly straightforward. Come on. I don't want to force anything, but I think, yeah, there we go. I actually do need to twist it on. I'm getting my fingerprints all over this already. Not nearly so shiny. Okay. All right. So that is the homogenizer attachment. It's pretty sexy. Major bonus. It is so much smaller than this one, which means that I can put this in significantly smaller containers and stuff. Ooh, I see we have somebody here from Oklahoma. I have been to Oklahoma. Went to Tulsa and had some family down there. Definitely one of those places where, you know, you're 14 and you tell your friends you're going to Oklahoma. They're usually like, why? I'm like, it was nice. I enjoyed myself. I went to Abercrombie and Fitch because we didn't have them here yet, and it was very exciting. Yeah, okay, so that fits in there really, really well. I agree, Jessie, this does look like it could do some damage. Whereas, yeah, I couldn't use this and this is a 250 ml beaker. This one is a 100 ml beaker. It fits, it fits. I do have a feeling that this might have so much torque that putting it in a 100 milliliter beaker might just mean I am repainting my walls. But I'm still curious. All right. I see Persephone is here. Let's see here. Yeah, it's nice. It's so hard to make small test batches with a regular stick blender. The heads are too big to fit down into small containers. I completely agree. It's really frustrating when you, this is one of the challenges when it comes to scaling up a batch, right? You're making a smaller batch of something, but your manufacturing method often cannot be the same for a tiny batch and for a large batch. Like obviously, I've got like, if you have like one of those little like handheld milk frothers and you use that for a 50-gram batch, obviously you can't scale that up to like a 5-kilo batch. So you do end up kind of having these forced changes in there. Okay, so I'm going to make some things. I really want to see how much kick this bad boy has. So I'm kind of taking some inspiration from the skin shocker test video that I saw, where what she did is she used the 2 different blenders, of course I just have the one, to compare how quickly she could disperse a gum in water, because that's like a notoriously annoying chunky thing. So that's what we're going to do. I grabbed a bag of hydroxyethyl cellulose. This is from Essential Wholesale, and this was a gift. And this is like one of my favorite kind of gummy gelling agents. And I'm just going to clear a little bit of space, and we're going to blend some stuff up. See Jessie asking, is it variable speed? Yes, it is. I believe. Yes. Haha. All right. Here's a what's it at the top. And thank you for asking. I think we'll start at 1 and go from there, so I don't like accidentally spray you guys with a bunch of gum slurry. All right. Scale here. This is actually new as well. I got this from Canadian Way or Canada Way, and it is a thing that I sort of invested in a very long time ago, in that it is a scale that is accurate to 0.01 grams with a maximum weight of 500 grams, which is higher than the little scale I'm sure you've seen me use before, but it plugs in so it doesn't auto shut off. All right. Okay, I'm going to start with a 250 ml beaker, and I'm going to reposition you a little bit so you can see. Well, this might get a little awkward. Let's just get in here and get my like squats in. Right. Drop cellulose. Going to need a spoon to measure that out. Apologies for being a bit like frantic, but this literally came in the mail like an hour ago. And I'm like, oh, what's like the shortest amount of time that I can get online so that I can play with it? I am going to weigh the water out first, actually. This is one of my favorite trick things for ingredients that you weigh out in tiny amounts, is to repackage them or put them in or swap the lid out for something that's a little bit more like controllable. So I put water in one of these because, usually it comes in like a huge jug, and heave-ho, that's a little difficult when you're trying to weigh out a tiny amount of something. So just repackage it into stuff like this. And I also will swap out the lids on things like bottles of preservatives and vitamin E for something like this, or one of the little turret cap ones, so you can just easily just gently squeeze and get just tiny amounts of water in a thing that you can hold. So I'm just going to do call it like a 2%. So I'm going to put 98 grams of distilled water in here, and then 2 grams of hydroxyethyl cellulose, and no preservative because I'm planning on throwing this away immediately. All right. Tear the scale. Move the scale a little bit for you. You can probably see why in my videos I fast forward through this part. It's quite boring. 1.79. 1.89, 1.92, 93, 94. Still 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 2 right on the dot. Booyah. All right. So one of the things that I did with my new table legs, they're IKEA trestles, and they're the model that has a movable part of it that the table sits on top of, and then it also has built-in shelves. But it's just like lots of wood beams, so I've zip tied a extension cord power bar to it, so I've got that just right here, and so it makes it pretty easy to plug stuff in. Okay, this twists, so get that on there nice and firm. All that, where you can see it, put the scale away. Okay, I'm gonna just do a little bit of a dry run first. Okay, well that's on 1, and apparently nothing happens on 1. That doesn't seem right. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Is there a safety mechanism? Maybe I should have read the instructions. Yeah, I might need to read the instructions, guys. 2. Nope. 3. Okay, well, I think I did something wrong, so let's not break anything. Okay, well, that spins. So I'm not doing something too terribly wrong. Oh, hello, New Zealand. Oh, I just heard that my flights to New Zealand were canceled. I was supposed to be going to New Zealand in November, but Air New Zealand was like, yeah, no, you're not. I'm just like, that's fair. I don't think we would have been allowed in the country anyways, since I think they're only letting citizens in right now, but it is a bummer, but New Zealand should still be there when it's safe to go back, and if it's not, I think we have bigger problems. I can definitely see that I probably won't be disconnecting these 2 parts very often because it's kind of a pain in the backside. Also possibly, yeah, I was twisting it the wrong way. Call it Friday brain. Okay. Still not. Okay, apparently if you tighten it, it gets to a point where it's too tight and it doesn't work anymore. All right, neat. That's got some kick to it. Oh yes, please be careful with my hair. My hair is like 2 feet away from the end of the mixer right now. I think the depth of field is probably just not that apparent. All right, wish me luck. I'm going to actually turn that down a little bit because it's already at danger of shooting liquid everywhere. Okay, 1 does almost nothing. Okay, so that's 2 out of 6. It's already got some pretty serious to it. So. Try 3. I think I would probably wear ear protection if I was going to be blending for extended periods of time, because the thing's pretty loud. It kind of goes hand in hand with it being powerful, but. I don't think you guys can hear that, but I can hear all the bubbles hissing out of that. Like I just opened a can of soda. 4. Whoa. Okay, I don't think 5 and this bigger size are compatible. Something else I want to try is do this with Cepamax Zen or Aristoflex AVC, since they gel up immediately. So grab some paper towel here. So for anybody who is just joining now. This is kind of my first impressions and unboxing of the MiniPro mixer by Dynamic with a homogenizer head. Jesse, pro tip, if you're going to use earplugs, buy a 100-pack from a hardware store, because drugstores charge way too much. I actually have a very sexy pair of like the yellow over ear ones for woodworking. Gift for my dad, who really, cares about my hearing. Love you, Dad. All right, yeah, I'm gonna go grab a different gelling agent, and then I think we'll try a little 50-gram batch in here and see how that goes. First, Sepamax Zen. So Sepamax Zen it is. Oh yeah, Persephone, go ahead and share a formulation link to supply. That's totally okay. A bit of a dry. Oh man, this thing has got some heft to it. All right, so 1% of a 1% solution. I'm going to do half a gram of this, 49.5 grams distilled water. I hope that these gelling agents start to be a little easier to find again. So with everybody, like, they kind of all got bought up, it seems, to make hand sanitizer with, and they've been really hard to find for a while, and starting to be able to find a lot of things that I wasn't able to find like 4 months ago. So fingers crossed that gelling agents make it back on the menu soon. Hi, Jamie. Have a nice day at work. All right. All right. Here we go. Oh, Michigan still can't find isopropyl alcohol anywhere. I was at Costco the other day. Here had it for the first time in a very long time. They also had hydrogen peroxide, which is a thing that's been hard to find for a while. So here we can see the Sepamax Zen. It is clumping like nobody's business down at the bottom. This is not how I would usually predisperse some Sepamax Zen, but this is not the tool I would usually use. So, oh, and another detail on this, where to buy it and the price. I bought this from a kitchen supply store online out of Vancouver. If you just go to the Dynamix website and then look at their suppliers around the world, you should be able to find one that's local to you. And this altogether with shipping and tax and the add-on was 425 Canadian dollars, which is significantly less in US dollars. It's probably closer to like 300 bucks. And then the homogenizer mixer attachment was more than the mixer itself. Okay, so I have this turned down to, let's start with 2 because I'm worried about this just making a huge mess. Oh, that's nice that you can really just kind of like stir at that level. Oh, wow, I can already really feel it getting thick. Like, can you guys see how viscous that already is? Wow. And now that it's a little thicker, we can turn the power up. This is 3. Ooh. Awesome. This would usually take hours. Well, maybe not hours, but like it would take a while. Probably it might take hours if you did it the way that I did, where you just dumped all the powder in the bottom and then poured water on top of it. But usually you do like a little bit of a sprinkle thing or a predispersant glycerin, and it would be better than that. But okay. That has some serious pull on it too as I'm powering it. like, I can't really pull it up. It's got so much like torque on it. Hi, Lottie. Do you like my new toy? Lottie prefers antlers. So cool. I'm impressed. I really can't wait to try this out with, and there's actually still some stuck down in the bottom. So I'm just gonna go grab a spatula. Actually, no, I think we can just use this spoon here. Definitely a bit of a challenge here since this is so annoying to get on and off. Usually what I would do with my immersion blenders, I just dislodge this and stick it somewhere, but it's so top heavy that I can't really stick it somewhere without dislodging it. And well, screw it. I'm just gonna get a bunch of goo all over my counter. So I'm gonna be doing a more in-depth kind of first impressions video, making an emulsion for my patrons. $10 up patrons get access to exclusive videos. They actually just got one today that includes, or it's all about me using a brand new emulsifier for the first time. So I'm like walking in the video, kind of walk you through like, here's what the emulsifier is, here's what I've learned about it online, here's some sample formulations I'm taking some inspiration from, here's how I kind of strip those down and then create a really simple sample formulation that's going to be sort of a, let's see if this works sort of thing. And then I make that right on camera with them. And it is edited, so it's, you know, not 1,000 years long. All right. Yeah, and if you want to learn more about my Patreon, I'm on Patreon as Marie Rama, so I think it's just patreon.com/Marie Rama. This is 5 out of 6 now, and whoo, does it have some kick. Okay, let's get this a little closer to camera, see if we can really appreciate that. I kind of just want to cancel my weekend plans now and stay home and play with this. Okay, this is 6 out of 6. Oh, yeah. Also, this reminds me of a podcast I was listening to yesterday. There's No Such Thing as a Fish, and they were talking a lot about the hagfish, which apparently its major self-defense mechanism is just releasing so much slime that anything with gills just suffocates and swims away. And yeah, that's what I'm thinking about now. Hagfish. You can get a look in here. Since the gel is transparent, I'm not really in there, but I clean really, really well into the kitchen and sticking it in like a pot that has some soap and water in it. Okay, well, hopefully the internet connection is back. It just got a little bit of a notification there that things were not doing so hot. Stay. Okay, well, I think that's about it. This is my new toy. I really like it. I'm really excited to play with it more. One of the things that I think will be really interesting to play with is seeing if it allows like the reduction of emulsifier concentration and things that maybe wouldn't necessarily work otherwise. Looking forward to seeing how it impacts the final consistency of lotions. Like, I'm really curious to see if I'm going to notice a difference in in the feel from using this versus the immersion blender. And yeah, definitely don't feel like you have to invest in something like this. This is definitely bit of an extravagance, and you can absolutely make all sorts of amazing things without needing a big fancy blender like this. But if you want a big fancy blender, they sure are fun. Yeah. Okay, I think I am going to go take my dog for a walk now. Nah, who am I kidding? I'm totally gonna just make more stuff with my blender. Price, I said that a few times. It is 425 Canadian dollars from the place that I got it, and that included shipping and GST. Shipping was like 35 Canadian dollars on its own, which Ouch, I guess, but yeah. Price of doing business. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna sign off. Thanks for being here. Bye.